Welcome back to another video, everybody. So today we're actually going to be talking about a movie that isn't out yet. It is a horror movie, but it is actually a part of the DC universe. The superheroes and stuff. So I've always really loved superheroes. I'm a huge nerd when it comes to that. I've always preferred DC over Marvel. I just think they have cooler characters and cooler stories, to be quite frank. But that's just my spiel on it. But with this new DC universe, I'm not sure how many of you really care about that. But Superman, the new Superman movie, is the first film in this new universe. It was reset after Zack Snyder's DCEU extended universe, and it kind of had a full reset. And actually, there was a show before Superman, so technically it's not the first media, but it is the first movie. If you want to be super technical about it, the first media of this new universe was Creature Commandos, and we actually got I can't say that yet, but so what the video is going to be about is a new movie that's going to be coming into this new universe, and it is a Batman related movie, and the movie is going to be a solo movie of Clayface. Clayface is a Batman villain. He's a super classic Batman villain. He's been featured in tons of different stuff before. He's this shape-shifting mold, monstrous guy, and he's had, I would tell you his origin story. He's had a bunch of different iterations. So I'm gonna try and, I guess, give you the most standard or well-known origin of his. So there's two different Clayfaces. You know how superhero stuff gets. There's always alternate or different versions of people, but the most well-known is Matt Hagen. So there's Matt Hagen, and then there's Basil Carlo. And the most common one is Matt Hagen, and he's like a treasure hunter, and he discovers this pool of bubbly weird stuff, and he accidentally falls into it, and that's how he gains his powers. And then the second one, Basil Carlo, I hope I'm saying that right, but he is an actor, and he's kind of in an underground gangster type affiliation, and he gets in a very serious injury, and it disfigures his face, and this kind of ruins his career. So he undergoes multiple different procedures and doses of chemicals, and it completely messes with him and turns him into the monster that is Clayface. So yeah, two very different origins for two different characters that are essentially the same character. But so he's going to be getting his own movie in this universe, and one of the reasons why I'm super excited for this is because when it comes to Batman, who's my all-time favorite character, I love him. When it comes to Batman related projects, it's always about Joker, and I do like Joker. I love Joker, but I can't have too much of him. I'm sure that's how people feel about a bunch of characters and even their favorites, but it's always Joker, and I've become very tired of him showing up in everything and always being the main villain. And I get that he's Batman's main antagonist and everything, but he overshadows so many of his other villains. He's got great villains. Of course, I'm exaggerating a little bit. We've seen Scarecrow, Penguin, Riddler, Two-Face in a bunch of movies as well. So we've gotten, a pretty wide variety of Batman villains. not just in movies but in shows too, like the Gotham TV show, which is about Jim Gordon, like his origin pretty much. Super fun show, by the way. I love that show. That Joker is one of my favorites too in that show. But anyway, and like I would have never ever expected Clayface, out of all the Batman villains, to get his own movie. I guess if Penguin can get his own show in the Matt Reeves universe, then I guess a character like Clayface can get his own movie. Another thing too is, this is a problem I've had with a lot of comic book movies, is a lot of them have tried way too hard to be realistic, and this is comics we're talking about. Like there's a whole lizard, like there's Killer Croc. Like they tried to do Killer Croc in the Suicide Squad and it was terrible. But like these movies have tried to become way too serious when it comes to comics, like the Batman IP, and to be honest, partially I do think it is the Dark Knight's fault, because Two-Face in that movie is so good, by the way. Like he gets overshadowed by Joker a lot. But I think Christopher Nolan's Batman movies have kind of had a negative impact on comic book movies today, because it's just so serious, and like it doesn't allow itself to be goofy at all. And I think it's responsible for a lot of the reason why we've never really gotten a true adaptation of a character or a story to the big screen. And I think lately we've been seeing that shift. Superman just came out in July, and it was amazing. Like, it is so comic booky. Lex Luthor, Superman, all the other characters in the movie are like perfect. Like, the world itself is bright and it's livable, it's fantasy, and it's everything that I have ever wanted in a comic book movie. And now that that movie is a great success, there's other movies to be released down the line, and one of them is Clayface, and it's a complete tonal shift. So like in Superman, it's a lighthearted movie with some action packed in there, some heart as well, and it's a fun movie. And then Clayface is going to be an R-rated body horror film, and I love this. I love this idea. I love that they're going this complete change this quick in the universe. I love that they're allowing themselves to gamble with a bunch of different genres and have every different project feel so different and alive, and it's all going to be in the same universe as well. So a lot of the things are going to be different, but it's all within one project, and I love that. So Clayface was a movie that was not originally happening. This was said by James Gunn himself, co-CEO of DC Studios with Peter Safran. He had said that this was not on the bucket list. Like, this was not a movie that was going to be made. This was not something that we intended on doing. Like, they had, the Supergirl movie coming out, and then the Lantern TV show. Those are all things that they talked about already. But then Mike Flanagan, who did Haunting of Hill House, incredible show, by the way. He's such a good writer. He came in and pitched the idea of a horror Clayface movie, and James said that he loved it. Like, he thought it was super cool, and he wanted this to happen. Like, and he quickly fast-tracked this project more than others, because there are a bunch of other projects as well that haven't even gone into production yet, and this was a new one that just came out of nowhere that's already gotten produced, or that was getting fast-tracked. So this movie has been in production the last couple of months. I think the only shots of the set itself that we have actually seen is sets in Liverpool. That place, I can understand why they chose that place to shoot Gotham at, because that place just naturally looks nasty and just sad. So, and they made it even more sad with all these props and sets and stuff. But that's where they've been shooting. So we've gotten a couple of videos, a lot of pictures of Tom Rhys Harries, who is playing Matt Hagen. And this is an important thing to note. So I think that they are using the name of Matt Hagen, but using the origin of Basil Carlos. I'm not entirely sure why, but I could be wrong too. But I think that's what they're doing. But Tom Rhys Harries, a Welsh actor, he's been in Doctor Who. That's where I first saw him, and then the Broadway The Seagull. I've seen clips of that, and it looks great too. But he's a great actor, and a little fun fact: he actually was not originally in the four or five horsemen to play the character. Like they had people in mind for who they wanted to play Clayface, and Tom was not a part of that list. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, it was announced that he got the part, and people were shocked because the dude wasn't even considered. And they said that, and James said that his audition was incredible. So that is a really good sign, to be honest. If an actor who's not even a part of a list like that gets a part, that is a great sign that they did awesome. So I'm really, really excited to see his performance in this movie. And we've gotten a lot of pictures of him on the set, and we've gotten just some photos of him, just him as the character Matt Hagen. And then we got some footage as well, and pictures of him when his face is all messed up. And it looks awesome. It's practical, it's not going to be CGI, and his face, I'm not sure the timeline of these events, but we've gotten a couple different pictures of his face beaten up, but kind of repaired, or trying to be repaired in different ways. So in one scene, it's he's got some dried blood on his face, and there's a bunch of patches and stitching, and you can see that his lip is not even attached completely, and it's kind of doing an overbite. And then there's another shot where his face is still messed up. There's no blood, but it's being kind of protected by these little face shells. And then there's another one where this is I think the bloodiest, but he's in a robe, and his whole face is wrapped around in this wrapping. I can't remember what it's called, but he's only got one eye showing. His whole face is covered in dried blood. His hands are covered in blood too. And I don't know when any of these happen, but because they're all so different. But it looks so cool. He is completely messed up, and you can tell that he's gonna try and fix his face, but things are just gonna go terribly wrong. So these scenes of him, the one where his face is kind of shelled, and then the one where it's all stitched up. The shelled one is him coming out of a limo, and he's being protected by the people around him, I guess his bodyguards and his lawyer, I assume. So they're holding umbrellas over him. He has his head down, or there's tons and tons of different reporters trying to get his attention and talk to him, asking him probably what happened to him, and why he's so different. But so he's walking up the stairs to the Gotham City courthouse, and then I think in the scene where his face is all stitched up, he's getting into the car. So these are different scenes. It looks like he's wearing the same clothing, but I guess these are different because his face is different. His face is messed up in different ways. But we've gotten actual stills of the shots from the cameras that we can see, that we can tell are going to be scenes in the movie. We've only gotten, I think, one though. I could be wrong, but yeah, we've gotten scenes of his face messed up like that. And they originally were going to CGI it, actually, because they weren't sure if they wanted to show this in the public, because they didn't really want pictures to be taken and then posted online so people know what they're doing. But James was against it. He's like, no, just do the makeup. It doesn't matter. You can't really protect your set when it's in public. It's kind of impossible. But yeah. And then we've gotten some other shots of him just, before all the bruising and Naomi Ackie has also been cast in the movie, I think as his girlfriend or his wife. We've seen a couple shots of them at like a fair, on the pier, and there was a shot of them kissing, and then, yeah, so like you can probably presume that she's gonna be his girlfriend, but she's a good actor too. And then I think this was the latest, most public footage and photo we've seen. So there's this scene where he's, I think, walking down like a red carpet into a club or a cinema, not sure what it is, but you can tell that it's like a special event. And he's walking down the red carpet, he's in like a blue suit, his face is all natural, by the way, like this is not messed up. And you would think that this is before the procedure, but as I get into more detail, you'll realize that it might not be. And it's just shots of him looking around and stuff like that. But then we get another shot and he's kind of like holding his face with his hand, and he looks worried, and then he begins to run like away from the event, and he's holding his face the whole time. So now people have kind of theorized that his face has actually been melting, and this is after the procedure or whatever procedure he took, and his face just began to melt during the real time that he's at this event, and that caused him to freak out and he ran. So I think that is the latest we've got. The film had just recently wrapped production, so it's done. They finished, going to post-production now, and I'm pretty sure that's all the footage we've got. So not too much. Just some shots of him injured, and then him with Naomi Ackie, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, luckily we haven't gotten much else, because that just gives us a taste of what's gonna happen. I cannot wait to see this dude just go crazy in this Clayface form. Like, it's described as a body horror tragedy, and you guys know me, I love body horror. I am a sucker for practical body horror effects, and having a Clayface movie do this is so cool. It's so exciting. I'm so hyped for it, and I hope it's disgusting. Like, I want them to go all out on this transformation. I hope it's so good. I know Tom's going to do an incredible job. I've seen a lot of the stuff he's in, and I really like him as an actor and a person. He's a cool person too. But yeah, this is one of the DC films I just can't wait. Like, it's coming out next year on September 11th. I know, crazy date to put it at, but I just can't wait, man. I'm so hyped. But yeah, so a little bit different video today, talking about a super villain from DC Comics, but yeah, I mean, it's horror related, so. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. Thanks, guys. See ya.